rock and roll portraits today. Hopefully you have created your photograph in Canva. You have replaced type your name with your actual name. And you have your teacher's code right here so that when I printed them out or you printed them out, it has your name and your teacher's code on it. You need your photograph and you also need your record. So you'll notice that on one side of your record, it's completely black. On the other side, there is a label. And with your Sharpie marker, you're gonna go ahead and write your name. My name is Dr. A. Please do not write Dr. A on your record label. And you're also going to write your teacher's code. So let's just say L5. Okay, so your teacher's first letter and then your grade level. Okay, that's how we're gonna identify your portraits besides your fabulous face that's gonna be on the other side. Don't worry about being able to see this or the fact that it's sticky because we're gonna take care of that in just a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and set my record aside so that I can cut out my portrait. Hopefully you used Canva and you removed the background. That will make it a lot easier to cut out. But if you didn't, then you'll just have to figure out where your edge is. I used Canva to cut out my background, so I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it out. All right, now I've got my portrait all cut out. I've got my record here, and I noticed that my portrait is a little bit too big. So what I'm gonna do is figure out how much of it I want, and then I'm just gonna lay my record over the top, and I'm going to use that as my template to figure out where I need to cut it. So I'm just gonna draw a little line on this part so I can figure out where I need to cut it off because I'm not gonna have room for all of my portrait. You might have a small enough portrait that fits. I do not. I wanna round that shoulder a little bit, kind of round that hand a little bit. And it's gonna fit on here something like this. Okay, I can throw this away. Now, to get this to stick on here, we're gonna use a little white glue. Yours may be purple, it may have an orange top, or it may have a yellow top like mine. The first thing I'm gonna do is make sure there's no sticky glue on the top. I'm gonna twist it open so that it has a neck. I'm gonna shake, shake, shake it down. I'm gonna move my portrait off the record and I'm gonna put some glue across the back of it. Now, this is where it gets a little tricky because I'm actually gonna use one of my great tools, built-in tools here, my finger, and I want to make sure that I rub this glue with my finger all the way to the edge of my paper. Now, luckily, I didn't put a whole lot on here, so I can always add more. If you put too much glue on here, you can't take it off, but you can add a little bit more. So what I'm doing is I'm just kind of squishing my fingers around in this glue, and I want to get it really all the way up to the edge of my paper. And don't worry if you get a little on the table, we'll wipe that up a little bit later, but you don't want to have any dry spots on your paper. You want it to be all kind of sticky right up to the edge. And then I'm gonna turn it over and I'm going to fit it, this part to be on the edge. So I'm gonna kind of fit it onto my record and I'm just gonna kind of adjust it so this white glue doesn't dry immediately. So I can go ahead and smooth it out. We don't want any wrinkles or anything in our face. We're gonna go ahead and attach our rock and roll portraits right to our record here, okay? Now, this is considered an altered portrait. So I'm not gonna this is not the end, this is just the beginning. And just any features that it's kind of hard to see, you just wanna go ahead and add that with your Sharpie, okay? To add color, we're gonna be using acrylic paint pens, okay? So these paint pens, you can see they kind of separate a little bit. So you do wanna shake them. And there should be, I don't hear it, but there should be a little ball bearing inside that will kind of mix that up. And when you look at the side of it, it shouldn't have these differences in colors. It should be mostly the same color. So I'm gonna keep on shaking this one. Just prime it a little bit. When the color's coming out nicely, you can start to add to your portrait. So I kind of think I want to add a little gold a little gold accent, like a little yellow to my sunglasses. So I'm gonna go ahead and add, I like to start with something small. I get a little nervous when I'm using a new material. And so I kind of like to start off with something small. It's gonna look a little wild and crazy, and that is totally okay. I'm gonna add some earrings in here. Really wild and crazy earring here. I might add a couple more. Okay. And I'm gonna use this paint pen to just pretty much embellish it. I can change my hair, I can change my outfit, I can add more jewelry, I can do all kinds of things, and my portrait's still gonna shine through. I'm gonna need some poofier lips here. You just wanna be careful in the center part where the hole in the record is. It's very delicate, so you don't wanna press too hard on it. And I'm basically gonna keep embellishing it. You don't have to do much to the face if you took a good picture and you took the time to edit the background out. And there it is, all finished, transformed from regular Dr. A to rock and roll Battle of the Bands Dr. A.